Hey, it's me, WWE Hall of Famer from the LOD, Road Warrior Animal. And you.
Yeah, I gotta do this when? Now? I'm watching a match! What is now? Now is... Oh, now. Yeah, thanks. Hey, this is the Pharaoh, from Monte The Pharaoh. I just want to say thank you to our subscribers as we now have hit the 10,000 plateau. Thank you to all our subscribers out there. But I'm going to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged YouTube Monte The Pharaoh member. Yes, that's right, folks. You can check it out. We've got 3 different levels. There's free shirts. There's free autographs. There's all sorts of perks for our members. There is nothing more we enjoy than giving you this program. And to do that, we need your support, and we appreciate your support. This is Jimmy Pharaoh, and don't forget to check out Monte The Pharaoh every Thursday from Indie Music TV and on Cablevision here locally in New York. Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh. Later. Is that good enough for you? Can I finish this? Lesnar's killing him. I'm pissed.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, Long Island. At the board is the now famous Mr. Matthew Ice. Matthew, how are you, sir?
I'm doing okay.
How'd you like that weekend show with Mr. That's pretty funny. With Mr. USA Tony Atlas, did you enjoy that interview we had with him?
It was definitely very engaging and interesting.
Engaging. Now he speaks your fucking vernacular. All right. Engaging.
It was good and bad, you know. There's
good and bad all in one shot.
There's good and bad in everyone.
Good and bad all in one shot.
Another sappy song. Go on.
If people didn't know it, that is the star of the show,
Where?
Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh. Jimmy, how are you?
What up? I'm here. I'm delirious, but I'm ready to flip and go.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yes, sir. Go.
But before we get into anything, last week we did not have the opportunity to speak about Dominic DeNucci, the longtime fixture of Pittsburgh wrestling scene and notable trainer who passed away at the age 89. It was a sad addition to the recent deaths of Bobby Eaton, who passed a week prior. Thoughts on Dominic DeNucci, Jimmy Pharaoh?
Well, Dominic DeNucci is part of the embryo phase of the Pharaoh's fandom. Dominic DeNucci was on every week throughout my junior high into high school years, and he was usually losing at that point in his career, but he was one of the most serviceable men, and I unfortunately didn't get to see him when he was younger, when he was tag champion for Vince. He was one of the most serviceable. You could count on him to just put on a great show every week. And sometimes he'd get a really cool push, like during Sergeant Slaughter's Cobra Clutch Challenge when he went nuts and beat up Patterson. It was DeNucci who brought a chair in to strike Sergeant Slaughter. Nobody could get Slaughter off Patterson. But Dominic DeNucci, here he comes with the chairs that they used to have, Mike, back in the day. Those chairs, those made out of real
wooden
wood.
chairs.
Those things were. But we got to meet Dominic DeNucci. I think of Shane Douglas right away because I know how close he was to Dominic. You know.
Well, what did you think? You met Dominic personally, right? So, what were your thoughts of him?
You know,
we had him at a signing at our old studio,
yep.
And he was really
sweet
nice
man.
guy.
Yep, very, very kind and very open to answering questions. Very nice man. He did not disappoint.
Hall of Fame worthy?
I think
WWE
so.
missed the boat, not putting him in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think so. I do. When I see some of the folks that get in today, sure, why not?
There's something wrong with Dominic DeNucci's career? He had a great career. He was always Bruno's right-hand man, too. A lot of people don't go that far back, but, Dominic DeNucci could sometimes be counted on to give Bruno a hand,
Understood.
After all, Paisano. And he was a great one.
Rest in peace, Dominic DeNucci.
Absolutely.
He lived a long and honorable life.
Yep. Thank you for our childhood memories, man. Thank you so much, Mr. DeNucci.
But on the other hand, someone who's not so honorable. So we had a show on Saturday with Mr. USA Tony Atlas.
Yep.
Who felt it necessary he wanted to say his side of the story because he's been beaten up for the last 6 months by Boston Wrestling. And
7 going into the 8th. Can I be technical now?
Sure, why not?
Because that was what Tony said. So it was the 7 full months, and now we're in the 8th month of being, what were the words? Tortured, things like that. I mean, tortured, you really can't top that much. So, yeah, I remember tortured being a key word.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So Boston Wrestling decides they're going to have a video on Tuesday, which I watched.
Okay.
So I guess Dan Marotti decided, he had to defend himself, which is fine, right?
Fair.
This has been going back and forth
Fair.
between them and us and him.
Yeah.
On our side is that we felt that Dan was mistreating both him and Marty Jannetty, right?
Correct.
And on his end, he thought we should shut the fuck up, right?
No problem.
Good.
Yep.
But to continue bashing at Tony felt like he had to fight back. And if everybody saw the interview, which has been pretty popular, Tony was very, very emotional at some point.
Yeah.
It was actually
Got pretty uncomfortable.
Very good. Good
Yeah,
work.
it got pretty uncomfortable. Yep.
So Dan opens up his video, just to recap, opens up his video and speaks about Tony's hillbilly friend. So taking shots at Tony's friend.
How biblical of him. Next.
Taking shots at Tony's friend. I don't know why.
Doesn't like him apparently for
Seemed
some
to me, he went into where Tony was telling him he wanted to do his own thing, and he kind of made fun of it, right?
Yep.
Then he went into us, speaking about us, that we don't do what he does. I'm trying to use the
thank
right
God we
verbiage.
don't. Thank
and
God
that we pretty
don't.
much piggyback when these wrestlers come in. So I also
Piggyback. Cute term.
I didn't find that to be a really bad comment. No. Yeah, that's right. We don't fly in wrestlers.
No.
Because then we don't run into the problem of sleeping while our wrestler's sitting looking, that can't walk,
Right.
is sitting looking for a cab at 3 in the morning because we don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, have you heard where the guy is for tomorrow's interview? Where is he, Mike? He's dragging his leg halfway up the airport ramp.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow,
That's
I
right.
can really go back to bed now. Yeah, that's how biblical. How biblical. What else you got?
Well,
Then what happens?
So, no, then he discussed on how hard it is to
Drama.
promote these guys and carry them from point A to point C
Okay,
to point
doesn't
B.
he do that for the love of the sport of... Oh, no, that's right. He does it to make the money. What the fuck is this anyway? Seriously, what the fuck is this? Okay? Weak is what it is. All right? What are we going to do, a dick measuring contest on whether or not we get Tony a fucking cheeseburger? I know this much. If you got him one, you wouldn't charge him for it.
That's true.
Like $20 for fucking chicken, right?
That's fair.
Did I remember that from last time? I think I heard that,
You
right?
heard it.
Just want to make sure that the
But
one ear is still working.
Marotti,
From all the rock concerts.
Maratti's-
Because I'm a nerd. Fucking losers.
Marotti said
Yeah.
that, hey, since when does anyone have to pay for someone? There's no such thing as a free lunch, which is fair.
That's fair.
It's a fair comment, right?
Okay.
But again, if you're in a working and you care, because you
Right.
used the word care, I cared for
If you're going
Tony.
to stand on the mountaintop and say that you are the pinnacle of care, then what the hell are you banging them for the fucking $20 chicken wings?
Like you need $20.
You got to have it. You got to have it.
Gotta have that 20
You know,
bucks.
and here's the thing that really bugs me, like laced in between those sentences of arrogance that came out of this whale's mouth is those hidden truths that smarter people can hear through your sentences, because your sentences may sound fancy, but the intent to those who have higher receptors, I know what you're saying. You're an arrogant fuck. It's very obvious you're an arrogant fuck. And you know what? You were the first one to drop an F-bomb on us, and I didn't even know who the hell you were, and I still don't care who the hell you are. And by the way, why the fuck would I come to Boston to come to your shithole and have you like stand in the corner like you're above. You think you're above, Marty. You think you're above Tony. That's the difference between us and you. These are guys we watched growing up just like you, pal. We don't treat them like we're better. You know why? Because we're real. We're real. Somebody gets on one of our things and starts typing shit that's so vile. Oh, I should freak out? No, let them have a say. Unlike you, who mute everybody and hide every true fact about you. Don't you stand on a mountaintop and keep saying the Bible? The Bible? I'll tell you about the Bible. The part where Jesus draws the line in the sand and goes, you, if you are so worthy, you draw the first stone since you're so perfect. And everyone backed away. Oh, but not you. Right, Boston Whale? You're going to go on and you want us to have a Bible here on the table on your behalf? Because now Tony's going to be forced to tell the truth. Tony told his truth. I don't care about yours, son. What else you got there, Mr. Monty? What else you got?
He goes on to speak about Tony will bend over for anybody offering him cash.
Oh, okay.
Spoke about how Tony wears.
Well, he should recognize the most acceptable asses bending over, because basically he finds the ones that need the most. Hey, who can I sponge the most?
Fair enough.
Who can I sponge the most?
Spoke about Tony wears a cross, right?
So does he.
No, but he said,
what's that? Again, we're getting back to the line in the sand.
Well, I think he was trying to say
no one's perfect. No one's perfect.
If he wears a cross, he could go swear in a Bible.
Right.
And again, I'm just trying to take liner notes.
Leave the Bible out of this, man. What are you doing?
That Tony is a walking
fatty over there.
Tony is a walking contradiction.
Okay, and he's a pinnacle of splendid truth, huh? Again, line in the sand.
Well, I think life is kind of right. Anyone can spin.
Oh, sure.
Any which way you want, right?
Absolutely.
Again, there was some people that would think they wrote on our numerous social media pages that they felt we take advantage of the wrestlers.
Interesting. Okay, that's fair. If that's what they think, they really don't know anymore.
Well, I honestly don't think
they probably
that's fair.
know about that.
Why is it fair?
Because it's their opinion, and that to us.
But how do you have that opinion? I don't get it.
If that's
why?
the
Because
opinion
we
you're gonna
ask
have,
a
good luck
question.
to you. That's
we
fine.
Listen.
I've grown so numb to opinions that make no fucking sense, bro.
Right.
That it doesn't matter. It goes into the who gives a fuck file. Remember in the beginning when I used to worry about it? Every last thing everybody was, I don't give a shit anymore. And I'm going to probably live a lot longer for it. So
then he goes on that Tony changed his story from $55 to $200 because he realized that $55 was too stupid. Now, again, I thought to myself, you're wrong there. Tony was trying to explain what he was left with after it was all said and done.
$55.
$55. Which, by the way, the math he was doing seemed pretty accurate to me.
It sounded like math.
Didn't seem like made-up stuff anyway.
Yeah.
We covered the paying for dinner thing, like who pays for dinner. Here's the funny thing. All the people out there, right? He's like, he uses the word we. Okay, so let me tell you something in the business world or managing people. When you try to use the we, you want to bring everybody in with you, right? That's your way of saying we. If we is we, then why don't we, meaning the Boston people that are members, why don't we share in his YouTube revenue? Why don't we share in all his autograph selling?
Hey, can we go to Florida? I'd like to go to the beach.
I would love. When's the last time you've been to Florida?
I was born there and I haven't seen it in forever.
So then he went on to say, hey man, you work for a living, you don't give things away. I'm not going to pay Tony Atlas's taxes. So he takes a certain percentage. Listen, again, if Tony agreed to something, that's fine. It's all on Tony.
Sure.
If Marty Jannetty agrees to give Dan money to be on his show, that's Marty's problem. The problem is when you decide to separate from that agreement because it's no longer working for you, leave the dude alone.
Right.
I will tell you, everybody out there, I have every text from Dan to Tony. He wanted me to post it, but I decided I'm not going to post it because I have something else in store for everybody. So I'm glad all of you are watching because you will enjoy this after the commercial break.
Now I don't even know what's going on.
I promise.
What?
At least I'll do the best I can to entertain you. That being said,
we're all in trouble.
I've seen Tony's messages. All right, so he was harassing Tony.
Okay.
and saying that Tony stole money. He kept saying Tony stole money, Tony stole money. From what I understand, he was, Dan was paid for Tony to draw pictures. And by the way, there's fans out here watching the show right now that just bought pictures from Tony from our website, and we didn't take anything. We took the mailing.
Right.
Okay? You know how much the mail cost to mail Tony's pictures?
Go.
$4.89. That's what I took. Oh, well, you know what? I took an extra nickel for myself. I'm sorry. Wow. So
You fiend.
I took $5.
You fiend.
You know, Tony was okay with it, though. I explained that to him because, I don't want to pay for the postage. But
You didn't get an angry video.
but
from
Dan
him, so I
feels
guess
the
it's okay.
taxes that are involved there, he needs $75.
Wow.
That's some heavy taxes, man.
Yeah, well, hey, you
You paid 40%. You're in a 40% tax bracket, Dan. You must be making lots of money on your YouTube page. So again, I say I'm going to become a member of Boston Wrestling because we want to take part in all that money you're making because we
Interesting.
built this together.
Yeah, and I want a trip to Florida. I want to go lay on the beach with the Boston Whale.
So then he comes back and says, hey, if Tony was so miserable, why did he come back twice in September? And why did Tony call him to come on the studio?
Let's make this real simple, at least coming from my end, because once upon a time they had a business arrangement, and as you said, Tony was okay with it, and that's fine. And they actually probably did, let's be fair, they probably got along. And then Tony wanted to be free.
Can I explain something?
Isn't it
now?
real simple? And he won't let him be free right now.
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you an example
It's real
that
simple.
happens. Tony Atlas was doing a signing, and he was at Wrestling Universe, 2 separate events. Tony Atlas called me, said, Monty, I'm coming down. I'll come down a day early. Bring me to dinner, and I'll do your show Saturday night.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what we did.
Right? Yeah.
Tony calls Boston Wrestling because he's on his way from somewhere else, and it's on his way home. He's like, hey,
I'm coming.
do you got
by.
room for me? Because I'm here. Can I do it? Sure, I'll film something for you.
Of course.
Dan could have said no.
Sure.
But Dan gets a good deal.
Right.
Tony Atlas, 6 hours, $200. That's a pretty good deal, man.
That's an excellent deal.
Right? That's an excellent deal. And God bless you, Dan, that you made that kind of deal with Tony Atlas. But
ain't
again,
saying
when a
he's
guy
dumb
doesn't
dumb.
want to be with you anymore,
Right.
like a bad breakup,
Let him
move
go.
on, bro.
Let him go. What are you doing? And then stooping to this level?
Terrible.
Come on, Mike, help me out here. I want you. Oh, I need Mr. Monty to give me the classic. Like, dude, he went to the families. He stooped to the family, bro.
So that's where we call stepping over the line.
What are we doing?
If-
What is this?
You know what hurt me the most watching that? All of a sudden, people who were supporting Tony
Yeah.
also were comparing Tony Atlas to Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit. So
That got me speechless.
we're going to get into that, guys.
is
But
so
first I
sick
want to
and
recognize the
twisted.
band that sings the theme song for Monte The Pharaoh, Wisteria Hall. They sing such great songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, and Here Comes the Rain. Wisteria Hall is led by our own Jimmy Farrow, along with his partner, Bart Griggs.
Bart, man.
We ask you please to go to the Wisteria Hall YouTube page, give them a thumbs up, like, subscribe. It's free. That would be great. And by the way, if you have a chance, please like and subscribe this channel. And again, we'd love you guys to become a member. Again, we will say it again. We are honored that you guys are watching our show. And whether you like us or hate us, it's all good, man, because you know what? We're here to entertain you. And you know what? You entertain us, and we love it.
Oh, yeah.
Please catch the Wisteria Hall music on Spotify. Get them on Apple Music and download their music out of Reverb Nation. If you didn't know it, you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestler and broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here out of the Monte Pharaoh YouTube page, the Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Twitch TV, the Monte The Pharaoh page. And if you're lucky enough to live in New York, you could catch Monte The Pharaoh 3 times a week. Channel 115 every Tuesday from 7 to 7:30. And for early risers, Channel 115, 6 a.m. to 6:30. And for you night owls, Channel 20, 2 a.m. to 2:30. That's just a few hours from now.
Nice.
We'll be right back with this episode called Stepping Over the Line. And we got something special for everybody once we get back.
I'd be afraid. See you in a second.
What?
Wrestling fans, now you too can look as cool as Monty and the Pharaoh by wearing the official Monty and the Pharaoh sunglasses at night for $8.99 each. That's only $8.99 each. Now available at montyandthepharaoh.com.
Hi, it's John from Under the Table Hot Sauce. I'm here with my friend, the star of the show, Jimmy Farrow.
Yeah. What's up, JB?
Nah, nothing.
It's been a hot summer, and for all your barbecue needs, you can go to underthetablehotsauce.com. 13 unique flavors to choose from, created and bottled in a Long Island kitchen. Underthetablehotsauce.com. Let's go chow, JB.
Let's do it.
All the flavor, twice the burn.
Jimmy, I gotta take a dump.
What?
No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV, out of Long Island, New York. So, again, we were speaking about what happened. It's been a hot week since Saturday and Tuesday and the retort, and in some cases, a lot of people are being entertained, to be the least.
That's fine.
So you brought up the fact that Mr. Marati reached out to Tony's stepdaughter.
Okay.
Let's make sure we understand it's his stepdaughter.
Right.
Not that matters.
Understood.
Or, I'm sorry, people, maybe according to Marati, and again, I think we've all learned that you really can't trust what Marati says, but we'll just say he's saying the truth right now. Marati said that Tony's stepdaughter called him and said, hey, I've got this, I want to talk about Tony, and blah, 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 to have this recording of me and my mom, Monica. And by the way, if anyone doesn't know it, Monica is Tony Atlas's wife. She presently is in a hospital after falling ill to a stroke about a year ago.
So Bubba the Love Sponge wannabe did okay, I got you.
Rick B out there says, Patrick, I think Dan went too far posting that phone call.
Nice, Rick B.
And then Mark Hill, I hope he's saying your name right. How long are your commercial breaks usually over there? Sometimes they're long.
Sorry,
2
bro.
minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, come on.
Like
have a Twinkie and chill.
I'm going to ask you this question.
Thank you for
and
the
I want
comment.
the most honest opinion that you can.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, well, I'm blocking tonight. Go on.
Right.
Yeah, what do you got?
If someone recorded a conversation of your wife.
Yeah. Oh, so we're
hold on.
We're going retro.
Hypothetical.
We're going retro.
Retro, because you're no longer married. I get it. But recorded your wife talking to her friend or her daughter about you. What do you think would be said during these things?
It's a horror show. The cable.
Right?
The cable version. We got the horns, censor.
Right.
Oh my God, man!
But let's talk about what she said about Tony.
And I earned it.
Tony was controlling.
Yeah. Okay.
He was having problems letting go of his fame. Yeah, I mean, this is what I got from it. And
say
if I might be wrong out there, so people.
By the way, that
me.
sounds perfectly normal. Like
again,
that it would be hard to make the transfer.
He doesn't trust her.
Okay. There's moments like that in every couple. All right. What else?
He's got a beer belly or a belly.
He's got guns. How many guys are walking around still looking like that? All right, go on.
My whole point is
no respect for Jack LaLanne.
If my wife was recorded, if my wife was recorded talking about me, I'm sure there would be something said that wouldn't be the nicest.
Yeah, like he watches too much wrestling.
But when people are telling me that Tony Atlas is Chris Benoit.
Yeah, come on now.
Come
on,
man.
What is wrong with you? What are you smoking? And whatever you're smoking, return it. Hey, don't you get the good stuff? What's wrong with you?
And I think Tony's life's been a little bit of an open book, right? He's told about his problems and the things that he's done. There was one other thing
Just like Marty. Marty's been open about his deal too.
Before we get back into it, the last thing I wanted to say is Dan ran a video of Tony speaking about shoving things up. Woo! Sure. Right? And people getting raped, and he challenged us and say, what is wrong with you guys that you're okay interviewing someone that allowed that to go on?
What sort of ridiculous, lame spin doctoring is that? Hospital closed, insurance canceled. That's lame. What is that? What do you mean? What is that? What do you mean? I don't even understand what he's getting at.
Roy Batiste out there says,
you
con man.
you worked with the guy for years. How did you do it, Mr. Captain Perfect, you know? Father Fatty, Reverend Rear End with your Bible. How'd you do that?
Roy Batiste out there says, con man Dan watches Monte and the Pharaoh more than his own show.
Oh, I know he's watching
So,
right now.
again, so
You
what we're
big
gonna do
fat- I can
here
smell your
is-
breath all the way from Boston, you blowhard.
All right, what we're gonna do here. All right,
we
I hope
got?
you don't mind, Pharaoh.
What? I know I'm gonna mind. What are you doing?
I'm just
Don't
gonna.
you dare!
I'm
Don't you
I'm
dare
just
call
gonna.
my relatives.
I don't know. I
They'll
don't
find out
know
where I am.
I don't know.
What?
If
What?
I don't know if this is accurate info, but I'm gonna call.
1-800-EAT me.
I'm
what
gonna.
the hell are you
I'm
dialing?
gonna. I'm gonna call.
All I see are
gonna
numbers.
all right,
So
hold
I
on.
Don't know, I don't know what. What are you
I'm gonna
doing?
call. I'm gonna call someone's wife and see what they have to say about their husband.
You're going to what?
Yeah. Hold on. Guys, bear with me.
What? Ay.
Oh no.
Dialed is not in service.
Okay, hold on, guys. I might have got jammed. I might have got jammed on
That
this.
is
Hold on. I'm
great.
gonna try this number.
No,
then.
but I mean, there's no one there. That's perfect. Of course, there's
Try
no
this
one
one.
there.
I'm gonna try this number.
It was great. Oh my God.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Wait.
All right, guys, bear with me here.
I'm bearing all right. Would you like me to bear a few other things for the audience? I'm
try
sure
this.
they're all screaming no.
Hold on.
Wait.
Well, hold on.
Is this Jenny?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
867-5309? What are you doing?
Hold on.
Domino's? Arthur Treacher's?
We're gonna try. Let's see.
Giuseppe's, the local pizza place? Dude, there's no one there.
There's no one here.
There's no one there.
Wait a minute. Hold on, guys.
Now who are you calling? What are you doing?
All right, hold on.
This is what do you mean, hold on?
this
we're
bit-
we're
this
live in
bit-
our beloved audience, and you're calling everyone. What?
This bit is falling flat on its face.
Yeah, it is.
The number you dialed is not a working number.
All right, hold on. Damn it, the hell.
Man! Go to a really long commercial that the
Wait a
guy
minute,
complained
hold
about.
on.
A really long commercial.
Hold on.
The number you dialed is not a
Well, there you go. I should have tried those numbers before I even tried this bit, and it didn't work. Fucking fail. What a fail.
Kidding me? It's so organic. I love it. That's fantastic.
You know what? Someone
Give me
told
that
me
phone.
try those. Try those.
Dude,
fun-
was that someone from Boston by any chance?
I don't know,
I
but hold
think
on.
you've
I got to take one more attempt, guys.
No,
I really
no,
do.
please don't, Matt. Really long commercial that makes the critics cringe. Would you please?
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
A commercial bake. Ooh, that's my favorite kind. See you in a sec. The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by.
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah. Jeff Quest, graphics design, custom vinyl lettering, and all your art and video needs. 516-317-8204. That's for Jeff Quest, graphic design. All right, we are back here on Monte and the Pharaoh, and we're doing a little whaling, but I have to say, you know what? Nice job there, Mike. Because basically, could you imagine if we had been that scummy to do something
The
like
fat
what-
Boston Whale empty bank account says nobody bombs a bit like Monty.
The fat Boston Whale is my
Dude,
favorite.
I planned this all week. I blew it.
Yeah, but I'm trying
Don't
to
worry, guys.
plan
You are
this
a
all-
botch.
Plan this all week? Sick man.
What a botch. Oh, man. This sucks. I really blew it. Oh, my
You
God.
did not blow it.
Anyway, any final words before we get on to something else?
No, not really. Other than can you call my phone? I want to see if it's working.
I can't. I just can't.
That's great. It's great.
Wow, you know what? You can't trust people to give you the right number. I'll tell you.
Well, who did you trust first of all?
I can't reveal
I
that
can't
because I don't
reveal.
want that person to know. Anyway, buddy. So I think we made our point, and I think it's clear that everybody feels, at least I do, that Marathi really stepped over the line.
Oh, absolutely. It's just something you don't do. You know, I mean, Tony was talking.
If my bit would have worked, would that have been over the line?
Absolutely. That's why I'm thrilled
man.
because you just experienced the curse of the Pharaoh. But I
The
wanted
curse of the
absolutely,
Pharaoh.
man. I played with voodoo dolls and everything. I was like, please.
Paul Wester, nice try, Monty.
Mike's
Thank
been
you.
Planning this all week.
Tom, who are you calling?
Ghostbusters.
I can tell you, it would have been great if I had the right number. But listen,
Leave them guessing. Don't you give it
I'm
away.
not gonna give it
Leave
away.
them guessing
I'm
because
not
you
gonna
never
give
know
it
who
away.
that was. Oh my God.
I'm not gonna give it away.
You know, again, if I could just sum up real fast, look, the bottom line is that Tony came here to tell his version of a story after being punked for 7 months, going on 8. He didn't go out and say anything. He was keeping to himself, and he was keeping to himself, unless you've got some, hidden proof of that. You seem to love finding hidden things. You want to find a hidden thing, try looking between your legs. You'll need a magnifying glass.
Phil Descara says out there, I actually need a new pair of sunglasses. I'm glad you brought that up. You saw our commercials. Please go to www.montyandthepharaoh.com and you can have your very own sunglasses at night.
Yeah.
Monty and the Pharaoh glasses for the low price of $8.99.
Did I tell you who I spoke to this week?
What's that?
Corey Hart.
Did you really?
He digs Monty and the Pharaoh. Absolutely. And he's getting his own pair of Monty and the Pharaoh sunglasses at night. That song rocks.
That's nice. Corey
I
Hart's a
think
good
it's
guy.
fantastic. We do love that song.
All right, man. CM Punk return rumors. CM Punk is expected by many fans to appear on Friday's episode of Rampage, AEW's new one-hour TV show on TNT. But to be clear, CM Punk has not confirmed that he signed with AEW.
Okay. And the Pharaoh pops a turnbuckle boner. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for skinny CM Punk to show up. I don't care if he looks anorexic. I'll be psyched. I'll be like, please.
Crash
don't.
Davis goes, Monty, did you pay for the money for that phone number? You know what, Crash? I did.
Oh my God! Crash Davis is on.
I actually got the
He's
number.
on to
I
you.
actually got the number from Boston Wrestling for $50.
You gotta be.
And you see what happens? You see what happens?
So you went in with a grand plan and dealt with a con man.
That's it.
The
I
very
blew it.
same con man who's been conning half the wrestlers out there.
Before
That's a great
before,
game plan,
before he
Mike.
says never surrender.
Nice. I like that song. There's another song I like.
So
heartfelt.
what does it mean if CM Punk shows up Friday? First of all, what if he doesn't show up? What if he shows up on SmackDown?
If he does, would you please? First of all, if he doesn't show up, okay, well, we've all lived through that before, where there's been rumors that he's going to show up and he doesn't show up. So I guess it'll just be same as it ever was, and back to like wishing he was around. If he shows up in AEW, I will go absolutely nuts because I've got him back. I have not seen one of my top 5 all-time favorite wrestlers in 8 years. Yes, he's in my top 5. I love CM Punk. CM Punk brought the Pharaoh back to wrestling. I was actually getting very disenchanted with it when Punk sat down on that stage.
Right.
And I had been starting to watch again because I saw Punk was definitely climbing, and Punk just brought me back. He's one of those. Just like the same way Tony Atlas and guys like Greg Valentine and Hulk Hogan drew me in the early days. Bruno Sammartino at the end of his career with that program with Zbyszko drew me in and got me interested. Then I wavered later on, and here's the Ultimate Warrior. Okay, now I'm interested again. Then the NWO after that lame period in between. Bottom line is CM Punk is one of those for me.
I don't mean to interrupt you, CM Punk.
What do you got?
I'm
What do you got?
gonna try this again.
Would you please? This is really, really torturing me.
All right,
What do you
guys. Wish you luck. Hopefully, I don't
Yeah,
have the
wish
jinx
him
I had
luck.
before.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Is this Mrs. Marati?
What?
Who's this?
Hi, you're live on the air with Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh. Are you open to having a quick discussion about your husband, Dan?
I guess.
What?
Well,
Wow.
First of all, Miss Marati, I want to thank you for being professional like this and giving me the opportunity, or us the opportunity, to speak to you at this moment.
Wow.
I don't know if
How'd you
you.
get this number?
Yeah.
How did I get this number?
How'd you get the number?
Do I have to reveal that?
Okay, go ahead, carry on.
Your husband,
boy.
most recently, has been insulting Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas, and we've kind of been going back and forth with your husband. And
Kinda?
your husband recently put up a phone call of his wife along with his stepdaughter, and my thoughts are: how do you feel that your husband would step so low to do something like this?
Yeah, don't know. It's kind of dirty, I think, but I don't know if I should really comment on that. I mean, I do have to live with the man.
Understood.
So, I understand you have to live. Do you actually live with him? Like sleep in the same bed with him?
No comment.
Oh, man. Holy iceberg, Batman.
Does he wear those sandals in bed while you're in bed with him?
Please say no.
Well, no comment.
Oh, man. Whitewash.
All right. Miss Marotti, one last question.
What?
At night, when you look at your husband across the room and he's feeds his fat face with lots of chicken and barbecue spare ribs,
Tony Alice's chicken.
do you dream about the Pharaoh?
Oh, come on. Leave me out of this, man.
Well, I've been married a long time, and if I answer that, I might not be married much longer.
Oh, well, we heard that. Well, thank you, Mrs. Marotti. We really appreciate your candid comments about your husband. And I would tell you this. It's nothing to be ashamed of wanting the Pharaoh. There's many women out there that want the Pharaoh, and we do.
He's quite handsome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you
Mrs. Marotti.
very much.
Very much.
Thank you.
I'm really digging those sunglasses, too.
Thank you.
Hey, for
Thank you.
$8.99, you and your husband Dan could have your own pair. Just go to www.monteandthepharaoh.com.
I do private parties, too, with the sunglasses, so, hit me up.
And you,
Ooh.
well,
Cha-ching!
let me ask you something. Have you ever asked Dan to bring John Cena Sr. over, where you guys could play naked Monopoly together?
Who told you that?
What happens when you land on
Who told you that?
when you land on Boardwalk? Do you win a wig?
Well, Mr. Marotti, thank you for taking this call, and say hello to your husband Dan.
You are a class act, Miss Marotti. Thank you.
Will do.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
All right, everybody, that was Mrs. Marotti.
Dude.
Thank you, Mrs. Marotti.
She sounds.
See, I came through.
She sounds smoking.
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 She is smoking. Maybe we'll go over to Boston and have a little fun with Mrs. Marotti.
Would you please? All I said was that she sounds smoking.
Miss-
Keep it clean.
Mrs. Marotti likes you.
What did I do? I'm just sitting here.
You're a handsome devil.
I guess this has happened to me once or twice before. All right, go on.
Wow.
Go on. Yeah.
Wow. That was incredible. I hope.
That was unbelievable.
I really.
And you finally got through.
I got through.
And we made jokes in between.
And she plays,
Success!
And she plays naked Monopoly
Yeah.
with Dan and John Cena Sr.
And winning a wig on Boardwalk. I mean, come on. That's amazing. What a payoff.
Wow.
You always wonder, though, what causes a
Patrick
fight.
Rowe says that's a work. Patrick, you think everything's a work. You think the fight with Marty's a work.
Yeah.
You think Tony Alice is a work.
You know what-
And now you're trying to claim that wasn't Mrs. Marotti.
I mean, unbelievable, Patrick. I mean,
Yarn
wow.
Ape says it's fake, too. That wasn't a
come
fake
on,
call.
Yarn Ape.
Come on,
What
man.
the- oh,
that
man.
was Mrs. Marotti. It
I
was
still
clear
love
it
these
was
guys.
It
I
was
still
clear
love
it
these
was
guys.
Mrs. Marotti.
It's their opinion.
She
It's
didn't
okay.
like him.
No.
She didn't sleep with him.
No.
If it was answered anything different, then it wouldn't have been Mrs. Marotti. But come on, guys.
Hey, bro. Put your hand on
Cam,
the
I
your
thought
hand
this
on
was
the
a
Bible
Kiss,
and swear
a Kiss
that was Mrs.
podcast,
Marotti.
but this is cool.
What
But
happened?
Wait a minute.
What happened?
Carnel Toes says
What?
Camel Toes. All
Nice.
right, I got it.
Dude, camel
I thought
toe.
this was a Kiss broadcast, but this is cool. But I am stoned.
Awesome. No, that is my new favorite comment. That is a fantastic dude. Light up.
No, seriously, I want to
What?
thank Mrs. Marotti.
Absolutely. What a class act. I'm
is a-
shocked. I was actually afraid.
Were you?
I was like, oh, man, what are we doing? And then she's like, Pharaoh's hot and he's a piece of crap. And that, that was good.
That was cool.
You did well. You did well.
Unfortunately, I don't know what Mrs. Marotti looks like, though. That's the problem.
Uh-oh,
I
wait a
only
minute.
had the phone
What are you
number.
telling me now? Are you telling me all of a sudden tomorrow I'm going to have this giant whale with a fin? Like throwing rocks at the Pharaoh's pyramid? Don't tell me that. That sounds horrible.
All right, let's get some wrestling talk in. We got SummerSlam coming
really?
up, right?
Should we? Wrestling
why
talk?
not?
Okay, go ahead. I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Fire away.
All right.
Loved it. What do we got?
All right, so we
SummerSlam.
got-
By the way, I love SummerSlam, bro.
Do you?
I just love the event SummerSlam and always have.
See, I don't. I love the event, but you
What
know
do you-
why I don't like
you
it?
don't?
Because it's the end of summer.
Oh, I never thought of it that way. It was always during summer vacations and stuff like that. No, I didn't. Wow, you're a bummer. Dude, fall doesn't come technically till September 22nd, and it really doesn't feel like fall till around Halloween. How the hell is August 20 whatever
It's
like
close.
the end?
It's close. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
almost
guess
football season.
Yeah,
All right,
I
first,
guess you're right.
First match: Alexa Bliss against Eva Marie, with Mrs. Marotti in the corner of Eva. I mean, Dewdrop in the corner of Eva Marie.
Well, you know what? You know how I feel about Dewdrop. I think that she should have Mrs. Marotti in the corner. Because I'm not a big Dewdrop guy. And by the way, I know you're looking forward to this match.
I am.
I think you're so fucked up to be looking forward to this match. But that's classic Mike.
I love
Alexa
Dewdrop,
Bliss.
dude. I love Alexa Bliss, who you know I'm
Okay.
friends with, and that's not a work, guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
So who you going
For
with?
sure.
Alexa Bliss, Eva Marie.
Alexa, but Eva Marie will probably win. They're going to keep Eva Marie going right now, don't you think? Wait a second. What is going to happen with Alexa? Oh, wait a second. She's got that Lily thing.
She's got Lily.
Yeah, you can't lose when you got Lily in the corner. Lily's like,
Lily in the
supernatural
corner.
force, man.
Got Lily in the corner.
I guess Alexa should pull it out. Unless all of a sudden Lily's powers don't work anymore.
Hey, Phil Descare says out there, I heard that they may screen SummerSlam at movie theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting. How do you think that would go, though? I mean, it would do way better than 350 days.
Vince D says that's why Monte The Pharaoh #1.
You
I caught it. I caught it.
You
I caught it.
snoozing on me?
I'm not snoozing.
I
on
just
you.
want to make sure.
By the way, I'd like everybody to know, chime in out there what they thought of 350 days, because I thought it sucked.
All right. Let the crickets
Drew
come flooding in.
McIntyre
Yeah.
versus Jinder Mahal.
Okay, I'm okay with it. It's not something that has been that great of a build-up. I mean, I don't know, man.
Chris Lee says Eva Marie is beautiful.
Yes, she
Tell
is.
us something we don't know, Chris.
Absolutely, she is. She's in the top 5 in the whole business, obviously. To
Jinder
me.
Mahal.
What do you think of Jinder, man?
I think Jinder's out. I think Drew McIntyre wins this.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm asking, what do you think about Jinder since he
Awesome.
returned? He is a good villain, man. He is.
Built
But
like a brick shit house. That's
Drew's
it.
going to have to, kind of carry him a little bit. He's not the best in the ring.
United States Championship, Sheamus against Damian Priest.
That's going to be very interesting. You think it's time for Damian to take the title? Because I kind of feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel that.
Kevin Mack, what's up, my friend? Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate you coming in.
Kevin Mack, what up? What is up? What's next? What do we got then? We got,
So I'm going with Damian Priest, too.
yeah, okay, that makes
So
sense.
far, SummerSlam's kind of shitty.
What do you mean? I get you.
All right, so here's probably the
I
match
guess
tonight,
so.
like you said, Edge versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah, this is to me and it shouldn't be any big surprise. This to me is going to be fantastic. It should be fantastic. They are both really, really, truly top shelf at what they do. It's a great matchup. I love Seth Rollins, the heel. I'm probably in the minority. Years back when Seth was champion with the blonde patch in his hair and he was always
Right.
doing the laugh. Now he's brought back the laugh, which I love. I think he's an excellent. He's Dick Dastardly, bro. From Catch That Pigeon, he's like Dick Dastardly. He's great. I love his outfits
Does
too.
either one of who has to win this match? As Edge?
I think Seth should win the match. Damn it!
Edge hasn't really won anything.
Doesn't matter. Edge is over anyway. Give this to Seth.
Just give it to
This
Seth.
is just like Roman with all those wins over the years. Oh, what does he keep winning? Because he's great and he's the one, and that's that. Remember when you used to think Seth Rollins was like Shawn Michaels to Vince?
Right.
Remember?
Right.
You used to say he won again. He won again.
Right.
And you know what? You're not wrong. Look at Seth Rollins' resume to this point in his career. Seth Rollins is standing basically right next to Roman Reigns. Okay? In many ways. And don't tell me he's not. The charge down the ramp at WrestleMania, blah, 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 whatever
Kevin
the
Mack
fuck number.
says Seth is a
Wow.
better heel.
Seth's a great heel. He's a great heel. I can't take him as a good guy. I can't. It's torture. So I love when he's a bad guy.
Jacob F says 350 Days was good. It featured Greg Valentine, Pharaoh's favorite.
That's very, very true. And yes, there is aspects that I did enjoy from it, but one day maybe we'll tell the story of what it was like to experience it.
Yes, please. That
I
is a
think
hell of a story.
I think we should because wow. Was
802
that
says
rough.
802 says 350 Days was a letdown. It was so boring.
Yep, yeah. I'm kind of leaning towards.
We were in a
some
movie
of
theater
that,
802
some of
seeing
yeah.
that because we were part of the news jacket for that.
Right.
We
well,
were
we
part
did
of
the press
interview.
conference.
We did the press conference.
From New York. We did the press conference.
And we went to the movie theater for the grand opening.
Right. Yes, we did.
And how many people were in there?
3. It was me, you, and I. And the bucket of popcorn makes 4. Boy, that popcorn was good, though.
The popcorn
I
was
was like, you're such a good friend. You got me such a large bucket of popcorn that it kept me from killing myself for that 90 minutes.
Unbelievable.
I just chewed away instead of chewing cyanide tablets.
The SmackDown Women's Championship, Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks.
Bianca Belair. See, I like that matchup. See, how
It's
about that for a shock?
That is a shock.
Because you know how the Pharaoh normally is with the ladies wrestling in general. But I am a huge fan of that one. And why wouldn't I be? They're both badasses. They're both excellent in the ring. And their promos have been great. Me like See, we're back to me like.
So who
like.
who are you picking on this? This is a tough one.
This
dude.
is a very tough one. I'd like to see Sasha get it back. So my heart says, please let Sasha win. Do I think that they'll do it? You know what? This is a hard one, man. This is a hard one.
Okay,
I
so
think Bianca would probably hold it.
Sasha's money. Sasha's money.
Right. Bianca's
And
the one who needs the...
Yeah, but I really feel this is the way they're going. I really think that you could take Belair, put her with the Street Profits, and then your favorite, right? The Usos along with Naomi.
Yeah.
And you could have a hot feud for a long time between those 6
That would be
individuals.
interesting if they did it, but to do it right now to Bianca, isn't that a bit of like a slamming on the brakes if they did something like that with her character? Because I feel like she's really legitimizing herself. If she beats Sasha Banks, then I do think she's starting to enter the room of the ones we really take seriously.
Right.
I don't think they should injure that. Matter of fact, how about we let them go 2 matches? What would be so wrong with that? And before Sasha possibly does take the title from her, let them have a little bit more of a 2 or 3 match thing.
Well, if Sasha wins a belt,
Why does it always have to be 1 match? Is my point. Why don't we have something where
so
it ends in a
squash?
No, it's something that ends in a non-finish. God forbid.
I get it.
I mean,
get it.
God forbid we do that sometimes to let the feud go longer. I don't think that it would be a terrible thing to let them go longer.
I just got to tell you, Sasha Banks, to me,
Pardon me.
Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks are the 2 best women's wrestlers
Right.
in all of women's wrestling. Forget just the WWE.
Interesting, yeah, but it's hard to argue with that. I mean, well, you could argue with it. I mean, some people feel like, Becky and Bayley too, of course, and I personally think Tessa Blanchard is already one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. I am that big a fan of Tessa Blanchard. I think she's right there with Charlotte in many ways.
It's funny. The WWE's trading
I love
all the
Tessa
great
Blanchard.
men for the great women, and it's kind of, I'm not so sure if that's the right way to go.
I don't think that's the right way to go either.
SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Usos versus Rey and Dominic Mysterio.
Why do I never get tired of this? I like this. I think this is great. Don't you? How's Dominic doing? I think he's still doing well.
Here's my problem. I'm starting to hear the rumor that Dominic's going to turn on his father, which I think is just a really stupid angle because it's like, what son turns on their father?
I think it's going to happen.
But isn't
I'm
it stupid,
I'm starting
though?
to smell it, though, because Ray's getting really annoying, like, towards the kid.
Right.
I mean, in my opinion, I can see why why they're heading that way, Don't mess up, son. Blah, 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 blah. I got your back. It's like, enough already, Dad. I think I got this now.
No, you're right, but I
kind of
just
like it though. I got to be honest, I kind of like it. I think it would be if he attacks his father brutally and stuff like that. When was the last time you seen something like that? That's new.
No, you're right.
I'll take that. It's
Who
an
wins?
angle, guys.
Who wins the
It's
match?
not
Who wins the
reality.
match? Usos.
Oh, the Usos, yeah, I believe so. And this is probably where things get messed up.
Well, this is where it gets really messed up, right?
What do you
Because
got?
these are 3 very tough matches. And guys out there, please weigh in. Tell us what you think. Who's going to win these matches?
This is not predictions for me. These are thoughts.
This
by
is
the way,
thoughts.
'cause I don't
You don't
freaking know.
predict fake wrestling. It's,
I mean, stop. I guessed your script. I guessed it.
WWE champion Bobby Lashley versus Bill Goldberg.
Oh, boy, I'm going to get some haters right now, but I wouldn't care if Goldberg won. It wouldn't bother me at all. I wouldn't feel like it was like when Kevin Owens lost to Goldberg, even though it made sense that Kevin Owens lost to a specimen like Goldberg. I have no issue with it if Goldberg wins the belt. Do I think he will? I'm feeling like there's a possibility.
I think there is
I
more
think
of a
there's a
possibility than there was a week ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of
for
agree
sure.
with you. I don't think I would mind Goldberg winning the championship.
I wouldn't mind it. I have no issue with it. What, Bobby Lashley has been so engaging.
Well,
MVP,
he's been pretty good. Yeah, but they've been good. They've been
has
good.
been, well, yeah, it works, but MVP is clearly the talker. Bobby's doing
Kevin Mack
Bobby's
says
doing
Goldberg.
okay with talking.
Goldberg.
Yeah, I like Goldberg, man. I still like Goldberg. I am a fan of Goldberg's, and I don't look to, go out of my way to slam him. I don't mind if he's around now. And I told you before, I walked into a bar and I saw Goldberg. I'm not picking a fight with him. So all the trash talkers out there, what do you think, that this guy's like, a pushover? Stop.
Raw Women's Championship. Nikki, almost superhero, versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair in a triple threat.
Oh, man. Please, you know what? Can't we just make everything all better and let Charlotte walk out of the damn ring with the belt? I'm not interested in Rhea Ripley as
Ryan
champion.
Blevins
and
says
maybe something-
Lashley should win.
Yeah,
Paul
I
Weston,
agree.
Goldberg for the win.
I agree. Like if you're writing, I mean, they've done well to make Lashley, as strong as he is. I wouldn't agree. If I'm in the writing team, it wouldn't be my suggestion to have Goldberg win. I would actually say I think Lashley should still continue to hold the title. But I'm a purist, though. I would love to someday see a guy like Riddle take the belt. But, from a guy like Lashley.
We discussed
have that? Give me something new.
We discussed how disappointed I was with Charlotte no showing and going to Mexico to see her boyfriend or fiance, and her father was down there. But I think they have no choice but to go with Flair on this, because this has got to be Becky's return. This has got to be her return at SummerSlam. And a confrontation.
But you know what really irks me the most? Like, there's something wrong with ever.
Chris Lee says, Rhea all the way, Magic Mike.
Okay. Like, there's ever something wrong with putting the belt on Charlotte Flair?
No.
I'm sorry.
You can't put it on Ripley.
Phil
says Nikki wins somehow. There's that.
You know what?
Sorry, Phil, that's not happening.
Yeah, but
it's
you know
not
what?
happening.
Just for the fact that you think it would never happen, it probably will. So it's not a bad guess on Phil's part. And again, we're all guessing, guys. And afterwards, if whatever you guessed is right, please don't turn into I'm right. Guessed about wrestling. Don't be one of them. But I wouldn't be surprised if that stupid superhero, stupid hurricane, stupid female hurricane thing going on there. Whatever it is. I hate that gimmick.
Say it's Charlotte Flair and the return of Becky Lynch in a confrontation.
Absolutely amazing.
Then it carries on over to Monday Night Raw, which people just turn into like
tune
crazy.
in. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Here's the hardest one of them all.
Yeah.
For the Universal Championship. And again, OK Bro against...
RK Bro.
RK Bro. Sorry.
OK Bro. Is that what you think about
RK Bro against Styles
Bro.
and Omos.
He's not almost. It's
almost whatever the fuck his name is.
Styles and almost. I love it. Can we please put the belt on Randy and Riddle?
It should happen.
Please.
It should happen.
How'd you like Randy's return recently? The fans just absolutely.
It's good. It's good.
He gets love and respect.
Here's the hottest match of the night, which everybody's tuning in for.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, John Cena. John Cena going for number 17. Roman Reigns, the best professional wrestler in the business today. I am sorry.
The head of the table.
Don't go me with
the head of the table.
Kenny Omega. It's not even close. I don't want to even hear that nonsense. I know it's fake wrestling.
Yeah, of course.
But you got to give me a prediction on this. Which way does the WWE go? Do they go and screw Flair and make Cena the greatest of all time? Or do they keep Reigns impervious to defeat?
Roman Reigns is walking out champion. That's what I think. I mean, again, I'm not the guy pushing the pen, and, could be wrong. I would not, personally, I'm with Jon Stewart years back. I would never want to see John Cena pass Ric Flair.
Wow, listen to this
Never.
one. B40 says, Rock heel turn, cost Cena the match. Rock revealed as the true head of the table, set up Rock Cena 3 at Mania.
Interesting.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. It's very creative.
That is very
that's
creative.
Somebody I
Good
wouldn't
job,
mind
B40.
That's somebody I wouldn't mind having to, sit at the table writing scripts with me. That's excellent.
Phil says Roman untouchable right now.
Roman's absolutely untouchable. Roman must
Kevin
win.
Mack, tough one, but I think Roman.
Yeah, Roman, and it is a tough one. Roman must win.
So I
Roman will win.
think
I believe
Roman
he will
must
win.
win, but something in my heart makes me feel that they just feel it necessary to give Cena his 17th championship.
Here's another one that's creative for you. And I know it would never happen, but what if?
Wow, Rick Howard's right about this. If Ric Flair shows up in Chicago tomorrow night, Cena wins.
Interesting.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Interesting. Nah, it's gone.
Come on.
I smoked it in. I smoked it up. You got to tap the Pharaoh when the Pharaoh's flowing. Sorry, bro. You fucked up. Next. No, I think that would. You know what else would be possibly interesting? If during the match and the turn of the match, when Paul Heyman used to beg John to lose the shirt and lose the wristbands.
Right.
Paul Heyman fucks over Roman Reigns and goes with John Cena, and John Cena's a heel now.
Dude, that's no way.
And he wins the belt.
You've been smoking too much.
How creative is that, though?
It's creative.
What if, and Roman Reigns, who's been a heel this whole time, is like, what the fuck just happened to me?
That's really creative. I got something, too.
What do you got?
John Cena pulls out his pants and pulls John Cena's wig out of his ass.
And it hits him with it? Dude, if you got hit with that wig, you'd be
shoves
down
it in
like
Roman
a clown.
Reigns' face.
What? It shoves it in Mr. Wiggo? It's Mr. Wiggo! Good God, he's got Mr. Wiggo! Ah! There's Jerry. Ah! You got to be great.
Oh, my God.
This is horrendous.
All right, we'll be back after this commercial break.
See you in a juvenile second. And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
That's right, folks. Canine Corral for all your dog daycare and overnight care. Call 631-549-1544. That's 631-549-1544.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. So as we're winding down, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I appreciate you listening to our banter.
Yeah.
Thoughts about the show, Jimmy?
Excellent show. We got a lot of shit out on the table, and we flushed a lot of other shit down the toilet. That was good.
September 17th at 10 a.m. we begin some shows. We have DC Drake along with Abdullah the Butcher in two separate interviews. I know you're not a huge Abdullah guy.
It's not that. I'm a huge fan of Abdullah the Butcher. I'm just scared shitless of him. Next.
Why are you scared of Abdullah?
Because he's big and he's scary. And he's big and scary with big divots in his head, and he's scary.
So we got a double feature, DC Drake and Damian Kane, and then right after that, Abdullah the Butcher. And then we have a special thank you to our members. We have Hall of Famer, ECW, WWE Hall of Famer and ECW icon.
Whole effing show.
Rob Van Dam.
Whole
in
effing show.
studio.
There's another one of the guys that's basically probably in my top 5. Yeah, he probably is. RVD is the best, man. RVD is the best, and I'm not surprised that it was RVD that Vince McMahon wound up basically pushing the most from ECW, because I always felt that he was the best over there. You know, it's interesting that some of the guys that Vince brought in from ECW, the ones that he pushed, it made perfect sense. RVD and the Dudleys. Sabu, what was he going to do with Sabu? I mean, as far as his relationship, it probably wasn't going to work.
Listen, it's a big deal that he's going to be in studio. So before we cut out, what are you looking forward to the most in this weekend?
I gotta go with Edge Rollins, and I am very interested in the Tribal Chief and John.
What about CM Punk?
CM Punk, if you'll notice
CM
how
Punk shows up Friday, is that just noon SummerSlam?
Can you tell right away, though, that I'm not expecting it, and I've got my guard up, and I'm just like not thinking about it until I see it, because I've been teased with this for 8 years. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. Remember the night that his music played on Raw? Heyman walked out and said, CM Punk is not here. Do you remember that?
That's right.
I
forgot all about that, dude.
Yeah, well, I didn't, because he's one of my all-time favorites. After that,
Did you cry?
No, I did, and you know me. You know what I did? For the next 30 seconds, I was cursing, I was pissed, I was mad, and then I was like, never again, you're going to do this to me. So every time that I hear he's coming, I'm like, show me. And I'm like that right now. Show me. But if he does show up and that music hits, oh boy, they're going to hear me half a town away. You know, I'll be pretty pumped.
Unreal.
Yeah.
All right, well, you've been watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, only seen here and produced here out of Indie Music TV. We want to thank for everybody for joining us today. I hope you got some laughs. We know we did. We want to thank Mrs. Marotti for allowing us to take that phone call.
Yeah, she was cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very surprisingly cool.
Yeah.
Hey, is the screen black? No. I don't know. It's black on me. Anyway.
Well, you know, is your phone involved with the screen? Because, you know, that phone is...
Oh, wait a minute. Clifton Smith says, why you all hate on Don Tony? Who's hating on Don
Who
Tony?
the fuck is Don Tony?
Well, there you go. There you go, Clifton. The Pharaoh doesn't even know who Don Tony is. I know who Don Tony is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm too busy running around. I have no idea who Don Tony is. Is that something that you eat at Pasquale's?
I'll tell you what. You know who I like?
Don Tony
I liked his partner, Kevin Castle. I thought that guy was class.
You've got Pharaoh's in the dark. I've got no idea what's going on here.
So Kevin Castle was a partner of Don Tony. I didn't listen to the show too often, but anyway, long story short, Kevin Castle left because he thought Don Tony was a dick. He said.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't really know Don Tony, so I don't even know why I'm calling him Don Tony.
Yeah, why are you calling him Don Tony?
I have no idea. Anyway, you've been watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh.
Until next week, you have been watching Monte and the Pharaoh. Later, guys. Peace.